We'll just go in.
You're in.
Yeah, we're in. All right,
Right.
cool. So, I guess.
Well, Eddie,
Alex,
Alex,
good to be
Eddie.
back here in the
Ah!
recording.
it's been so long.
It has been so long. We haven't done a podcast in a while, but now we're doing it for a different place, a
This
person.
is the Slumped podcast for Public House.
It's not though, is it?
No, it's the Pubcast for Public House.
Well, it's the Pubcast for Public House, not in a pub, by the people from Slumped.
Yeah, and we are not in a pub. We're in wonderful studios, intergalactic studios.
Is that what it's called?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Hang on.
Galactic Studio Space.
Yeah, cool.
in-
It's the Intergalactic Studio Space. Wicked. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the first Public House podcast. With me, Eddie.
And me, Alex.
That's Alex, aka Sasha. We'll work out what we're going to call him eventually. We might start calling him Tony.
He's got a couple of names.
Yeah, he might have some brand new names. We might just
He's
bleep
got a
out all
couple
the
of
earlier
couple of
ones.
convictions for punk and beer,
Anarchy.
punk and anarchy.
Punk and anarchy. That's a good thing to get an ASBO for, mate.
Yeah, I haven't actually gotten any ASBOs.
None?
No, I managed to get through my whole teenage years and the first half of my 20s without getting an ASBO.
I think a lot of people did.
What a
But I
joke.
think they were, when they came out initially, they were sort of like a trend, weren't they? It was like you get an ASBO, it's sort of like it's like endearing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's got an ASBO in.
And I
it's a
like how it
badge.
was also rolled out as something that was going to solve everything. This is going to change the country. This ASBO,
Yep.
antisocial behaviour order. Oh,
Yeah, we'll just stack that on a bunch of teenagers.
yeah, I'll
and we'll
just
let
give that and they're going to
Yeah.
stop.
Because what it does is
messing
show that
around.
crimes are being dealt with, and the prison population isn't on the heavy increase,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they managed to get their way around. It's sort of like saying, here's a shit ton of 0-hour contracts.
Mm-hmm.
We've dealt with unemployment. You know, it's not the same fucking thing.
The only person I ever knew who actually got an ASBO, got it for shouting out of his window at people who jogged past.
Really?
Yeah, including Charlie Hondrick. Charlie Hondrick is my cousin and a friend of Slumped.
Yeah, friend of everything.
Friend of everyone.
Yeah, friend of Earth.
Very close friend of many. But Charlie was sort of just jogging down Wise Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what, near mine?
Yeah, near yours. Jogging down, having a jog. And this was actually the bloke who lived opposite me in my old place when I lived in Mill Hill. The one who I used to wake up in the middle of the night and he was shouting things like, "I'm going to cut you, Alex."
Really? Fucking hell.
Alex, you fucker, come out here. I'm going to cut you.
Yeah, you didn't have fun living there, did
No,
you?
it was nice. It was a really nice view and it was close to local amenities.
Yeah.
But
Very close to me, but I wasn't living there at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of pointless. But this chap who moved in, after two people, the first guy was a bald motorbike rider who just wasn't really very nice. And then I had a children's party entertainer called Ian. He was a nice bloke. And then this chap moved in, Rohan.
Right.
Yeah, he had an ASBO eventually, as I said, for shouting out the window at Charlie while Charlie was jogging past. Because Charlie was just looking in the window, just sort of, oh yeah, Sasha used to live there, sort of thing. And this guy was just staring at me. He's like, "Get away from my house!"
Damn, man.
Yeah. So Charlie sort of reported him, and it turned out, yeah, he'd gotten an ASBO for just being a
cunt.
a real rotter.
Yeah.
So this is the first Public House podcast.
Yeah, you guys know what Public House is by now. If you're already listening,
Eddie,
if you
tell him
don't,
about it, because I'm a bit new. I wouldn't say I was new, but
you're fresh to it.
yeah, I'm sort of fresh.
Well, you and me both, because I've only written maybe a couple. So it's a magazine. You guys know that you're listening to a podcast on a magazine, which is fucking 21st century, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a new edgy. No, it's not really edgy, but they got this very cool idea about
Roundy?
free speech. Rounded.
Roundy,
Roundy.
not edgy.
What's round? Oh, ooh. Roundy would be way better. Yeah, because that's like a bit more cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because edgy's like done.
Yeah.
You know,
Edge
is over. Now we've got curves, bro. It's all about the fucking curves. So, me and Sasha were doing our podcast, and the guy from Public House who I'd written for a couple of times, he said, "Yeah, come and do a podcast for us. What could go wrong? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's completely find out what could go wrong. We should probably do some sort of musical intro.
Yeah, let's do it here, right here.
Brown, check it out, brown, check it out, brown,
Oh, yeah.
check it
It's
out.
slumped.
No, it's public.
Public.
It's
It's
public.
public. I'll
Yeah,
have
it's
to
public now.
re-record it.
We can't do the old one.
Can you wait later on when you edit this? Can you edit in some sound of us of us going? It's public. It's public with a beat in the background.
Yeah, should we record it now?
Yeah.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
It's public. It's public. It's public. It's public.
House
Magazine podcast. Shh. Yeah, and I'll try and edit that with some little like.
Yeah.
You're listening to the public
Yeah.
house. That kind of situation. Yeah. So let's go on with the podcast. Obviously, we have things to talk about, and obviously, I haven't opened the page to the right place. I got a few things to talk about. One being the snap election.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the new business. We've got a month to decide the future of the country again.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the U-turns, the comebacks, team efforts against the Tories,
Okay,
and our predictions.
Yep.
Then we're going to deal with shittier comebacks.
Yeah, like reunions.
Like Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, or Paramore.
Yeah, who have made a comeback. They released their new song yesterday, which I listened to this morning, and it's a weird, kind of catchy. We'll get into that. And obviously it's 420 today. Blaze it, fuckers.
Yeah, don't blaze it. Stop smoking.
Yeah, welcome to being cool. You know, this today is official
Stop
cool day.
hurting your brain.
Yeah, your lungs, maybe society, or continue doing what you're doing, because eventually they'll legalise it and stimulate the economy and push society past an old law that needs to be gotten rid of. There's also me recently becoming jobless and being made redundant from a job I didn't necessarily care about, but I enjoyed it because it was a job and it gave me money.
And me recently falling in love and deciding that that's all I really want to spend my time doing.
And I'm going to make the case against that.
And I'm going to tell Eddie why he's a lonely, sore, bitter, pained, dying, neglectful, hurtful, bitter young man.
Damn, I don't even have that much to say about Sasha other than I'm just going to say he's weak for not being able to live life on his own.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Exactly. We'll get around to it.
Right, as we are then. Let's
So talk to me about this snap election.
Well, I figured you'd be the guy with all the...
So I'm going to talk
I think
about
you should lead with this
All right.
because I've been politically, I've removed myself from it because I find myself getting too stressed out with it. When you engage with others about it, they're complete arseholes.
Yeah.
The conversations aren't really happening, it's just arguments.
Well,
Fill us in, Sash.
we're going to the polls again, and this time it's business. So remember the last time it was business? Yeah. And the last time, this time it really means business.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
Look, the Conservative Party have a very small majority in Parliament. They're about to enact, I guess, what is the biggest,
It's
one of the biggest changes in many generations in terms of the direction of our country. They've got to go to Brussels and sort of negotiate exactly what that's going to look like, Brexit, etc.
Yeah.
And
hard, soft.
So yeah, exactly. So
Much like a
grey,
penis.
red, white, and blue Brexit, and we had them all. So I think Theresa May wants to go there, in her opinion, saying, "Yeah, I've really got the will of the people," because whereas she had the will of the people before.
Nah, she's...
Well, that's what she said. She said, "Oh, it was 52% to 48. I've got the will of the people."
She wasn't even willed into government.
No,
Like,
she just.
how can she
Oh
talk
yeah,
about will of
so
the
that's
people?
another thing. She wasn't
Mind the beer.
elected. She wasn't elected. You know, she just got it because David Cameron fucking ran away.
Yep.
He pissed all over things and said, "Oh, I'll just."
He made a cock of things.
I'll leave for someone else to clear it up. So we're going to the polls now. It's turned into this. Well, it hasn't even. I mean, it's literally 2 days old at this point, so no one really knows what kind of campaign it's going to be. I think it'd be interesting to come back to it in about 4 weeks and see. But we've got 7 weeks. It's the 8th of June.
Do you think they're going to go very aggressive, though? I mean, 'cause
Well,
with Brexit, they were mega aggressive, but we had so many sides to it.
Yeah. I think it will be more aggressive because it's a much shorter period of time.
Yeah.
Whereas we knew the vote was coming, and people had like a year or so to prepare. Like it was in the talks, and it was announced, and then it was a slow thing. And then in the last 3 weeks, it got really vicious and dark. Now we've got 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to. Have you ever, like a tent?
Yeah.
You know, like when you try to put a tent back in its bag.
Yeah.
And like you roll it up.
Yeah.
And then you get it in the bag.
Yeah.
But it's all out.
Yeah, and it's bigger
So
than the
you've
bag.
got to like punch it in. Like they're trying to squeeze this tent into this tiny little
That's
bag.
a good point. That's a good point.
And it's just gonna sort of
But surely there's no benefits to them doing this.
what?
To
Having
hold,
this election.
All
Well, no,
it does
there is
it loses confidence in Tories immediately.
No, the benefit is that actually the reason why they're doing it, I think, is they see the Labour Party, the true opposition, they're in a shamble.
Yeah.
shambolic position. They've got no real argument. They're not really fighting things that they should be. No one really likes Jeremy Corbyn in his own party.
Apparently.
The polls say that they're 20 points behind the Conservatives in terms of popularity, so it's actually a really good time on paper, or as far as these.
But we know polls don't mean anything.
Well, that's
anymore.
So that's another thing. The last polls were a complete joke.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, they understated the Tory vote last time.
Yes.
And they called it as like almost equal, and now so if they're understating it this time,
yeah,
but and it's 20 points behind.
But we were banking on fucking Ed Miliband to take over. But
even with the Remain vote, that was
yeah,
supposedly a quids in
Mm-hmm.
bet. But look, elections piss people off.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a good way to argue with your family at dinner.
Yeah, and they provide a topic of conversation. And actually, I think the best thing that I saw really about it is it's just another distraction from the shit state of the country.
Yeah.
Like the shit. Here's a little side tangent.
Yeah.
Mill Hill Library. Have you been there recently?
Not in a while, no.
You used to go in, and there was two sides.
Uh-huh.
The left side is completely shut off now.
Really?
It's a private archive. The right-hand side is just tiny, understocked. Barnet Library, no staff. It's a walk-in, so you got to like log in and log out. There's no one actually there. Libraries, yeah, very simple thing. Completely underfunded. They'd rather they were closed.
Yep.
But a lot of them are in partnerships, like community partnerships. So that's just a very small aspect. And I think if you really want to look at how society's doing, you've got to look at the small things. You've got to look at the small things. So you've got to look at like roads, libraries.
Yep.
The hospitals. Again, that's not a small thing, but it's a really good representation. Again, you saw over Christmas, hospitals are in a complete state.
Yep.
So it's a really good distraction to have an election where they can just be like, Labour, you borrowed all that money.
Yeah. Everyone could do the finger pointing game. Everyone could do the blame game. And ultimately, whoever wins, it's another month
distracting people from real issues. I think what you were talking about earlier, this tactical voting, I think that could be very interesting.
Yeah.
So what was all that about?
Surely people have seen that on like social media now, where there are sort of infographics illustrating demographics and how you should vote, like how you should vote Labour or how many people should vote Green and whatnot, in order to push those seats away from the Tories and get somebody else elected. Like, it seems like there's this mad support being drummed up for every other party other than Tories on social media. And again, the big outcry for the 18 to 24 vote. Yeah. Because that was one of the big outcries over the whole Brexit thing, and
was there not enough young people voted?
Not enough young people voted, but I think I did some very basic math on it, and it even turned out that even if the majority of 18 to 24-year-olds turned out to vote, it wouldn't have changed it by that much, because they make up like 10% of the population or something like that.
They're not a massive demographic.
They're not a massive demographic, but they are important. You are bloody important, you lot. And it is important, definitely, to get out.
We're not in that demographic.
No, I recently turned 25. You turned 25 last December.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I had to fill in a form the other day that was like 25 to 60.
We're getting old.
That's my area now.
I'm
in the same category as saggy bollocked old men who like to do that weird thing where they tie things around their nipples.
Do you reckon it's going to get to that stage for either of us, where we're going to be like, we're going to have a saggy bollock? Well, obviously saggy bollock, but like, tweaking our nipples with a dummy in our mouth, a mad dick pump going on.
That's you.
Maybe if I continue down my lonely route, but we'll get to that. We'll bloody get to that. Do you think the Green Party is going to do anything well?
Nah. Nah, sorry. I would love them to. Everyone obviously wants to live in a country that's run by a Green Party, but the thing is that at the top level they're really clean cut. Yeah. But when you sit on that day and you go there and like, now we're in Aberdeen North, or no, actually Scotland's a bad example. It's like, now we're in Newcastle North, and they go there and it's just like, and it's 10 votes to the Monster Raving Loony Party, and it's some dude just there and he's got a snake on his head and he's like sticking his middle fingers up at the world, and then it's like, and it's 150 votes for the Christian Unionist Party, and it's some person just like standing and then it's like, and it's 400 votes for the Green Party, and you see the Green Party guy, and he's like, he hasn't got a fucking suit on. He's like, he's just in a t-shirt. His beard is bedraggled. He's just waving. He's like, he hasn't even got his deposit back, like the one that they put up. And so, like, at the top level, they're really clean cut, but at the local level, they're just nutters. Yeah. So the ones who actually stand for MPs. So although their party message is really
liberals.
good, and that's what I think is the problem with Jeremy Corbyn and with all these left wing
Corbyn's a slightly more upgraded version of a Green Party.
But they've got, I don't know who the hell is running their media campaigns or anything, but they're just so dry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend too much time talking about him because I think he gets way too much fucking airtime. Trump.
Yeah.
And even Farage as well. Mm-hmm. But they've just got good media teams. They just had the best media teams, and that's the reason why.
Well, that leads me on to the next point. UKIP.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Well, Farage, I just read, he's not standing to be an MP. He said that. No, because he was.
But he probably flip-flop on that because after Brexit he said he'd stand down.
No,
he
was
leader.
debating it today. Like he said, he was leaving politics for good, and he's a snake.
He's a dodgy bastard.
He's just a dodgy geezer, and that's all he is. But he's just got
Or maybe he's just very genuinely indecisive. Like, maybe he has a very really hard time. Because maybe he's like, oh, I've been campaigning for Brexit all of this time. When that's done, I'm going to go back to living a normal life.
Well, he won't be able to stand. Today was the deadline.
Oh, so he's definitely out.
So he's definitely not. But what he said was, he was like, yeah, I could have won it if I stood, but I feel like I can make more of a change as an MEP in Brussels. Even though he lost.
He loves shitting in Brussels. He loves going to Brussels and having a go. It gives him internet fame. Like, those videos of him shitting on Brussels are bloody brilliant. Like, wrong or right, like, he is very outspoken.
Yeah.
Like, very outspoken. And he would have been the dark horse in this race if he'd have chosen to go.
I just don't understand. He's not a politician. He's given so much airtime. He's just given so much, like...
Because he's a bloody good talker.
Well, that's all it is. It's just
a bloody good talker. I mean, does he still do a show on LBC?
Yeah.
Yes, he's got the
yeah, but even that was... I stopped listening to LBC when they... Literally, I used to listen to it every morning on the way to work.
Uh-huh.
As soon as they gave him a show, I just stopped.
But isn't it important to get out even the most disagreeable voices? Because LBC has a mix of the most liberal, left-leaning...
What is his... Like, what is his right? We've got Brexit. It's happening. We're leaving. What more does he want?
I guess he wants to see it go the right way.
Yeah, but he didn't have a way.
No, nobody did. So
now he's just another voice in a little crisp packet of voices.
There was no plan for Brexit either way. Whether we stayed or we left, there was nothing.
That was actually a comment I read. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of reading today. I should have been working, but I was reading instead. But I read a good report about. Yeah, the outcomes, like things that we've learnt as a result of the referendum. And
trust no one.
Yeah, well, and one of them was just like, you need a plan.
Uh-huh.
You need to have a clear
some
plan.
Promises you can stick to.
But it's just funny. They knew the thing. You always like. There's not going to be another referendum. It was a pointless report. Oh, the next time there's an EU referendum.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Bollocks.
Because if we keep having that, we'll just be treated as a joke of a country.
No, U-turns are just too common. I mean, it was only 6 or 7 months ago that old, whatchamacallit, Theresa May said, no election, and now we have one. So you just can't trust anything. I'm rereading.
I know, she's known about it for so long. Yeah. She's known this has been coming since, I would probably say, before Christmas.
Yeah, and then she just drops it. And it's just cheeky how they drop it. After the Easter weekend, everyone's having a great time. Oh, it's Easter.
Oh, it's perfect timing. It's perfect timing.
Sit with my family. Enjoy your last meal with your family. On Tuesday, you've got to get ready for Yeah, I hope that it's like. Sorry, just to come back to that thing you were saying earlier. It's something to talk about over the table. It's like they're like, well, over the Easter period, it was the last time that people wouldn't argue because Brexit is done, so they can't argue about that. As far as people were concerned on Easter Sunday, the Tory government was just going ahead with it. And they're like, how can we really ruin it for Christmas?
They just checked the calendar. They were like, nothing's ruining the next month. Then there's not going to be intense social media debate. We need something that's going to cause maybe like a walk or a protest that we can film. Maybe a riot, and then we could do some harsh advertising. What could we?
People love...
Snap election.
Yeah, let's just do it. Fuck it, why not?
Is snap election is that a real term, or have they just come up with that one as well?
No, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's snap your fingers and it happens, I think.
Well, could it be called a click election?
click
Or a
election.
blink election. It's not as catchy, is it?
Yeah, speed election.
Speed election, quick election, pub quiz.
It'd be cool if it was just like tomorrow.
I wouldn't mind that, because what that means is people just have to get their shit together and vote on gut, like just go on a gut feeling.
I don't
as
think
opposed
anyone's
to
going to change their
consuming.
mind in the next month. That's
Pardon?
I don't really even know who I'm going to vote for, and I wouldn't tell you anyway because it's my right.
I don't know if I'm even going to bother.
Yeah, you suck.
No, I voted a few times now, and every time.
I lost.
No, I won the last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder, like,
Could I win
people
again?
have a go at you for not participating, but people also have a go at you for participating. And I never really cared that much in the first place.
Who had a go at you for participating?
Well, if you say I'm voting for a certain body, people will go, "Why are you going to do that?" And they're going to have a go at you.
but they're
and
not
people
having
will
a go at you
No,
participating.
they are, because a vote for anything else is a vote for this. It's like say you decided to vote for the Green Party, and Labour and Conservatives were the only two major ones. If you vote for Green Party, someone would say, well, voting for them is basically voting for Theresa May because you're not giving your vote to the only other party that could win.
You know what I wish I could vote for? A re-release of the first Bring Me the Horizon EP.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you really
On
into that?
a vinyl re-release of the first EP. This is what the edge of your seat was made for. This is what the edge of your seat was made for. Yeah, that was a great EP.
Okay.
So if I could go to the ballot and I could just type that on there, or write that on there, I would.
It's not going to happen, though.
No, I know.
don't think anybody gives a fuck about Bring Me anymore.
Oh, dude, they're massive.
Really?
Dude, yeah, Bring Me the Horizon.
I don't know. I miss new metal. I just don't like it. It's just such shit.
They're like on pretty constant repeat on Radio 1. Yeah, like they'll play like...
Who does them on Radio 1?
Nick Grimshaw.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, more in the morning.
Yeah.
I heard him on the radio one at like... Yeah, about 8 o'clock. It's in and amongst like Taylor Swift and
That's so
like,
odd.
Yeah, but they're
It's
not
still
because
so odd.
Because it's kind of what they make now is kind of... Yeah, I listen to rock.
Oh, that kind of attitude.
Yeah, kind of how like I guess the Foo Fighters were maybe in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, what they make now is and actually the tunes they're not as good as the Foo Fighters. Granted, the Foo Fighters are actually brilliant, but
Yeah, they're on another level.
so a little different. But I can see how the Foo Fighters were for many people that band that when people said when they were like I listen to loads of different types of music. And so, what rock music? I listen to, that kind of thing. They'd bring up those kind of bands.
And what Bring Me would now be a
Yeah,
I
no, they
listen
are
to
because
rock
they're not
music
like
band.
They're not.
They're not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Hang on. I hope that comes up on mic.
I heard it in my headphones.
I had to do that so carefully as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
Bring Me
yeah.
the Horizon it just seems so weird that they're in mainstream because I don't fuck with Radio 1 anymore.
I saw them
dead.
at the Garage, Highbury, 2004, 5, Face the Fest, with Kenny Ellis. Kenny was there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron might have been there.
Doesn't mean anything to the listeners.
No, Kenny Ellis is a ledge friend.
So's Jolly.
Yeah, top friends.
They're
But
good
they
people.
they were supported by Enter Shikari,
Oh wow.
Pen Life, Love Life.
Are they going still?
The Artillery Man and the Fighting Machine. Pen Life, Love Life still going? Nah, broken up.
Done.
Enter Shikari still going.
Yeah.
They're doing 10-year anniversary. Ooh.
Whoa. Adjusted the seat a bit too quickly there.
that
Careful.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you're not going to see.
I saw Hadouken.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think I remember
At the Astoria.
We saw Hello Goodbye.
Yeah, we did
at the
see Hello
Astoria.
at the Astoria. We saw Hello Goodbye at the Astoria. You are the one who lies close to me.
With a hello, I miss you quite terribly.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about Paramore and stuff.
Yeah,
This is a perfect segue.
Yeah,
right.
reunions.
Jesus Christ.
So you listen to this new Paramore, Raw.
Yeah, Bear Raw. If you remember how Raw is spelled, it's R-A-W-R.
Yeah.
You can use an exclamation mark at the end if you want,
Yes,
much like
you may.
Panic.
And I would suggest like a colon and then a 3.
Yeah. Colon and 3 for a ugu, am I kawaii kind of face. In the phases of scene kids. If you don't remember, everyone talks about emo kids, but do you remember scene kids? It was like a chavved version with more neon colors of emo. It was like a weird thing, because I think we were pretty scene at one point.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Tight
for
red
sure.
jeans.
Yeah.
It was sort of like a techno offset of emo and indie, and it was shit. It was so shit. And that was when you would
I'm gonna
listen
have
to
to
Paramore
come out and
stuff.
disagree. It wasn't shit. It was actually pretty cool.
It was so shit. I look back on it because I hate everything about my young life.
Yeah, no, man, you had to embrace it. I thought that actually the scene
Dude, I was
itself...
straightening my hair, for God's sake.
Yeah. I mean, I never did that. Disclosure, I never straightened my hair.
Yeah, because you had normal hair. I've got this horrible curly a bunch of pubes on my head.
Yeah,
so I had to straighten them and look emo as fuck.
I like, I feel like that sort of... There was a real like community, and you see it lagging over now. Like you see 30-year-old, 32-year-old scene guys.
What, wearing like black and white checkered hoodies?
Yeah, you'd see that.
Really?
Today. Yeah, dude.
Big pair of DCs.
Like not even one.
Straightened hair, bleached highlights.
Yeah, they just haven't grown out because of. They haven't grown out of that because.
Bring Me the Horizon are popular.
No. Because it's quite like there's quite a safe scene. Like it's quite an accepting.
Yeah, nobody's having a go at them.
Yeah, because it's like inherently for people who are a bit outcasted. If you're 33 and you're feeling a bit outcast, you can still like get in with that kind of thing. If you don't know anyone else and you don't want to grow up.
Yeah, you probably know like a weird bar where all the young'uns go.
Yeah, and you can get in again, and then the thing is,
go to Face Down.
Yeah, Face Down. Well, exactly. And at 33, you can still sort of like
attend unironically.
Yeah, hang out with 20-year-olds.
It's kind of weird.
You can even talk to 18-year-olds.
Maybe we should start becoming scene kids again.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Dude, fuck it. Why not? Let's throw this all in. Let's get some fluorescent luminous colours on.
Yeah, let's go on hottopic.com.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get some Macbeths and a shirt that says haha.
What like with the Joker on it or something?
Yeah. Super cool.
Make sure you get some DCs. Some old DCs.
Yeah, I mean a lot of those bands. I think that a lot of them are still playing. Paramore's an interesting one because there was a whole kind of.
Well, they fucked off.
Well, yeah, there was a whole thing about like they broke up, and they really hated each other because like the guitarist did something like I can't even remember what it was. There was always these dramas.
Did he walk in on her like undressing?
No, it wasn't. But there was some nudes, Hayley Williams nudes.
Yeah,
because she was going out with.
Was that part of the fappening?
No, it was pre-fappening. She was going out with the singer or the guitarist from Newfound Glory, and.
Was that the guy that turned out to be a pedo?
I don't know.
Was that the Welsh band?
There was. Huh?
That was the Welsh band, right?
No, that was the Lost Prophets, mate.
Oh, okay.
No, Newfound Glory also had a guy who turned out to be a pedo, though.
New metal for you.
Well, no, Newfound Glory weren't new metal. Sorry, I mean, the purists out there listening to this podcast would appreciate me doing this with Eddie, just correcting him because Newfound Glory are a pop punk band.
What?
From America.
Okay.
And Lost Prophets, their first album was kind of new metal.
Yeah. I know what they turned into like a metal version of Feeder.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Yeah, like
Feeder were great.
Radio metal. Yeah, Feeder are banging. Feeder are really good.
Whoa.
I like Just the Way I'm Feeling. It's just the way I'm feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a banger.
Yeah, that's a hot one.
In the aeroplane when she's seeing all the stars. I remember that video.
I don't think they've broken up. I mean, they're the kind of... I like reunions. Like, there's a band called Jawbreaker who are doing one reunion show. I mean, I hate it when bands do that. It's like, if you're going to do... Just do 10.
Well, they just want to cash in and get the mortgage sorted out.
Yeah, but in one show?
But that's how you create demand, isn't it? And that's how you can then charge obscene prices for tickets.
Yeah, so
one show only.
I like it when I've saw reunion gigs I've seen. Saw the Postal Service reunion. That was really good, except it was another one of those gigs part of the thing I don't really like about a lot of big gigs these days is that people just don't dance.
Yeah, nobody's dancing. People have got their phones out.
I love it when bands are like, please don't take any videos.
Yeah.
LCD Sound System did it quite cleverly recently, where they were like, yeah, look, you're never going to shoot this, because they broke up and then they got back together. And loads of people were pissed about that because they did a massive show at Madison Square Gardens. And they were like, right, for this new set of shows, like 4 years later, don't film anything because you're not going to film it as well as Spike Jonze.
Oh,
Spike Jonze, like, directed. He's like, all of these songs, we've got them.
Spike Jonze is a great director.
You don't need to film these. Like, we've got them. It's fine.
That's a good idea. Devalue.
Yeah. Well, it
Devalue
does
that
really,
footage.
and also it's what it devalues the gig experience because.
Of course it does, because you're looking at it through a screen.
I mean, I like to take one photo.
Yeah, I'm here. It's a memory, for God's sake. Like,
Yeah.
these are cool memories.
I like.
But that's not all there is to it,
And it depends as well. I don't really get the point. What a lot of filmers tend to do, or you lot see a lot, is they'll film like a minute, and it's a silly minute.
Yeah.
They'll film like a minute from like the end of one song, a load of chatting while the band sets up for the next one, and then 10 seconds of the first one. I'm like, what are you really seeing? Like, I get, like with Radiohead, these guys, like, people go to every single one of their shows since they've started a tour like last year, has been filmed in full.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because they play such varied set lists and they drop in rare tracks every so often.
Okay.
That it does really, and like people, because Radiohead are a nerds band.
Yeah.
Like loads of nerds like them, so they go with like little mini condenser mics. Yeah, like locked into their like little like Windows tabs,
Yeah.
and they just film and record everything in really high definition. So you get really good bootlegs.
Yeah.
Which is completely different to people who go there.
Yeah, well, these people are panning for gold, and other people are sort of just, I don't know, they want to take in these weird select moments of the experience, maybe just for the sake of taking it in, not because it's anything special. Or maybe they just don't have, it depends on what they see as special. Maybe for them, filming between sets makes complete sense, because they're going to film the band setting up, doing their thing, called a clinky, clinky, doop, doop, doop. 1 2 1 2 1 2, like that kind of setup, and that's cool. And it's like, cool, I filmed Radiohead setting up, and that is just shit bit of footage.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. But then maybe they want to be like, put down my phone, I'm moshing, and maybe they're the kind of people that you just isolate with that kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
Look
maybe.
what you just did. You just isolated part of our audience.
Nah.
We don't even have an audience.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
You are the audience right now. Whoever you.
Dip, dip, dip.
Hello.
Oh, I like that.
I do like that. It's a really nice microphone. Ooh, coming out in stereo.
Once again, we're here at the Intergalactic Studio space.
We are, man.
For
It's
Public House Podcast.
Big shout out to Jeff Austin for sorting us out this space, and hooking us up.
It's really nice. It's just off Old Street. It's only a few minutes away. If you need to record music, if you need to record podcasts,
Hang out with your friends. You can pay to do that.
You could. Well, yeah. I mean, if you paid enough, he might let you. If
Yeah,
he
he
could
would.
hang out as well.
Just pretend you have instruments.
Yeah.
Just have your own like instruments that you haven't played for 5-10 years, and just be
Everyone bring a recorder.
do your own. Yeah, bring a recorder. Say we're doing a reunion tour, 1 gig only. We need to book out this studio as much as possible. Put a little bit of money in old Jeffrey's pocket. Lord knows he needs it. Bless him.
Yeah, bless his
And
cotton socks.
come and hang out with your friends, and it'll be a sick time.
Intergalactic Studio Place. You can find it on Facebook.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Go on, give them the URL.
I don't know.
Hang on. Let's ask Jeff. Jeff,
Yo, what's up?
what's the URL for the Intergalactic Studio Space?
I think it's Intergalactic Studio Space.
That's not a URL. That's the name of the place. What's the website, mate?
All right, listen.
Come on, quick time. We're recording.
Intergalactic Studio Space.
Yeah?
If you want to find us on Google. We're on Google Maps. Just type in Intergalactic Studio Space, London.
We're in Old Street.
Yeah, we're in Old Street, and we're turning it on. We're turning it up.
All right, sick. Thanks, Jeff.
Cool, thanks.
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
In a bit. Bye-bye.
Peace, bro.
Cool. So he's a good guy. So yeah, come down here, book off your gigs. And also, read Public House.
Yeah, check out.
If you're going to do anything, read Public House magazine.
No,
'Cause they
don't.
talk shit. No, don't.
Well, I mean,
Poorly edited.
yeah, the
It's
editing.
hey, editor.
Yeah.
I wrote minty plastic problems. You fixed none of the spelling, and just everything was messed up. It looked awful. The
Yeah.
illustration was really good though.
There was like too much space between some of the words. Don't know how to describe that.
Nah, you'd have to look at the article.
Press space, like instead of pressing space, it's press tab.
I think that was me though. That was probably me.
Right.
That's what I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of those issues were genuinely me because I write minty plastic problems in a rage.
But I mean, it's a job of an editor to like edit.
Don't forget, at that point, it had only been their second issue.
True.
And I think
it is great. Actually, there is some brilliant stuff in there. I liked all the stuff about that dominatrix or whatever she was.
Yeah,
and her weird stuff, and a lot of the photography was wonderful.
Maybe we should get some of the writers on.
That's a shout.
That would be cool, right? Just get a writer every now and then. Yeah, we'll work on that. What time are we on?
Buy more independent press. 35 minutes.
Keep buying independent press. Public House are doing a good thing. A, by giving us a bloody sweet platform to do a new podcast, and B, by putting out such a sweet publication. Issue 3 is on its way. I think that's like May, June, July. So a 3-month span. That's not bad. I hit a quarter of a year.
So we're recording this on the 20th of April.
We are. Whoa. Blaze it, bitch. 420, blaze it every day. Smoke we do.
I'm trying to think of
everywhere.
Like the equivalent.
Is there a National Booze Day?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
no, we have a few though. St. Patrick's Day, St. George's Day, Christmas, New Year's Eve. That's like there's a National Piss Up Days. But we don't call them that, but they are.
And also, I've never got St. George's Day.
Nah, nobody really gives a fuck about St. George, but we love St. Paddy's. What's that about?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's because
why?
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah, but why don't we appropriate our own? And cultural appropriation kind of triggers me up, man.
What's that?
Cultural appropriation triggers me because it's not a bad thing. Because we're just sharing culture.
Do you know about Rachel Dolezal?
No. Is that a name we can drop?
Dolezal or something.
Are we going to get into some libelous shit?
No.
All right.
Do you know who she is?
No.
She's that woman who's like a white chick who says she's black.
Oh yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah.
But that's an issue with being trans, because she coined the term transracial, and there are people out there fighting for 50-odd different gender pronouns. So if somebody can identify themselves as worm kind, anybody can identify themselves as whatever colour, and that's the trap that you stupid idiots have got yourself into. I think that anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. God. I mean, that's.
Oh my God! They really, really painted themselves into a corner.
This is a trigger-free zone.
It's not.
No, I think we should try not to.
We're in the same room. No, we shouldn't react too hard. But that's a fact.
But yeah, I'm triggered by people who
420 blazers.
Well, yeah, people who just identify themselves as weed smokers.
Wait, what's the issue with me?
But you don't.
Well,
that's not like your only thing.
No, I don't wear it like a bloody brand.
I'm not talking about people who smoke. I'm talking about people who wear it.
Oh, I get you.
Like, I'm a blazer. That's me. Like
I smoke. It's a free world, man.
Yeah, like
it's a plant.
Yeah, and that's just literally like all they do.
Yeah, of course there are going to be people out there that are doing it, and it sucks. There's going to be a shit ton of people in Hyde Park.
The same way I don't like people who only define themselves by like boozing or any kind of basically any drug, which is what it comes down to.
Yeah,
like,
but aren't we all defined by one mad habit that we do? An impulse. It's a major part of us. Why would it not be?
No, but I don't.
What is a defining part then? Like, what does define someone?
Okay, so I'm a writer. I'm a musician. I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor.
It's a definition.
I'm a like something that like. You know, I'm an activist. You know, whatever it is. I'm just saying that like something that you ingest, something separate from yourself that you ingest into your body.
Yeah.
Is not.
Like a wine connoisseur?
Nah. I think that's bullshit.
Or a master chef. It's not the same. It's not different. It's not. You know what I mean? Somebody who could be. You could be a connoisseur of anything.
But with a chef. Sorry, but the difference with a chef is you kind of need to eat. You don't need to booze or smoke weed.
Depends what you're doing.
To live.
No.
Okay, some people might argue, no, I need it to live. Like,
some would argue that they need it to get by.
I can't see anyone arguing that they need alcohol to get by. I can see
there would be a bunch of people.
Well, no, to get by, yeah, because
I
of their
needed
own,
alcohol to get by
because
at
of
one point in my
their
life.
but because of their addictions. Like if you stopped boozing, unless you're not a serious alcoholic. It's not like
Not
know,
anymore.
when you get to that level of alcohol where you if you stop you will die.
Yeah, that's bad.
I don't think you've ever been there.
No, but I probably felt like I was going
Yeah,
to.
okay, we've all felt that. I'm not talking about. I'm talking
No,
about.
I know, but
like
it's
those
funny.
people in that Louis Theroux documentary, like those dudes.
I was just gonna go get Lucas.
Yeah, that fucker. Yeah, like, and then I loved his come back around story.
Yeah, he's great. He's a good guy. What's his name?
I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that because I would just rabbit on too much. But look, there's people like that, you know, who, yeah, fair enough, they would say they need it, but actually, it's their own issue. You don't get anyone going, oh, I'm like with eating, like it's a choice. Like you need to eat. If you don't eat.
What about people that compulsively eat?
Yeah, okay, again, completely I'm talking like everyone, from the moment they're born into this world, they need to eat. Yeah?
Yeah, they don't need to
like
consume alcohol,
at some point
watch
in
TV,
their lives, yeah, they start drinking or smoking or whatever, and yeah, and then
so yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't think it just should be treated as black and white as that, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a tricky one because everybody's so different.
Yeah, and I can see the medicinal value of marijuana far more than I can see any medicinal value in alcohol.
Well, Guinness a day.
Yeah,
apparently.
I mean, my nan swore by it, but
that just goes to show, you know, the standards for health at those points and what we needed to do to get health. I think the issue with weed is that I think the reason there's so much buzz about it is not only because it's in popular culture so bloody much now and, you know, it's glorified and, you know, we love it as a culture, but also because of how poorly it was treated maybe for the past century or so, just reefer madness, all of this.
Yeah.
And all you hear about is all the crazy, the prison rates and the crazy crime rates and all the stupid shit that happens because of this, in quotes, you know, war on drugs, that people have now reacted in such a way where it's like, we're going to go as far liberal left as we can and push that out the way so we can get to a place where it's no longer an issue, where it's either making money or people aren't getting incarcerated for it. And then obviously the people that take it too far wear it like a badge of honor and be like, yo bro, smoke every fucking day, blaze it every day. Those guys suck.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do. But like, so what?
Yeah. No, I think
it depends how you go about it, man.
It's just the rubbing it in people's faces.
Because some people smoke weed every day and hate themselves for it.
Yeah, and I think just with anything, like it's, you know, as I get older, it's like cool, okay. Like sorry, and you know what, I notice it a lot when, you know, I go home. And I'll go out with Max and my brother, he's a bit younger. And actually, to be fair, it's getting less now because he's like 21 and all of his friends are 21. So, but it was, you know, it was about a year or two ago when I'd go home and they were like in their late teens. Yeah. And they'd come up and it'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And because I was like 4 or 5 years older than some of these kids, you know, we'd be talking. And the first thing they'd want to tell me about is like how many drugs they'd done. Yeah. You know, because like they thought that like, oh, that's cool. But
again, like that's
so cool. And I'd be sitting there being like,
typically teenage.
Yeah, no, it is. Granted,
because it's all about social status at that point.
And so I'd forgive them because they were teenagers and because they were dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, you know, not today, but like, you know, I'll be 24, 25, like, and I'll be going out and I'll meet the same people and they're not teenagers. They're in their like early 30s, you know, and it's like, yeah, so what's the big deal? Yeah, you can use it. You know, you're going for a night out and you're getting all twisted or whatever. Great.
Yeah.
Fine. I get it. But it's just like, but this is the first thing you want to talk about? Like, I've just met you and this is like the first go-to conversation.
But what they're doing at that point is letting you know, like, maybe like how they are in demeanor. It's like, right now, like, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about how we should
conduct our
friendship. This is literally me. I get fucked up and I'm young and I don't give a shit. Boom. Yeah. what are you saying?
Yeah.
Because they want to know if you're going to be because likely maybe on that night they're going to whip out some blow or something and be like, yo, you want to fight? Oh, they're going to be coming up to you, cuddling you, being going off their tits.
And like I know, and I ain't.
And they want to let you know
I haven't got a problem with that at all.
No,
it's just that like, you know, if that's the only thing you got going for you, if that's the only thing that you're gonna do,
if you're this age, okay, I'd say it's completely okay. Like maybe past the age of like 21, 22, yeah. This isn't law, it's just my opinion. If you are still conducting yourself in a manner where partying, not partying, but the only real aim of the game is to make sure every weekend is filled up with drugs and debauchery, or like every other spare moment you got, then you might be missing the point here. It's like I love it. You know, I love partying as much as and we've all done it. We partied so hard, man.
It's just that like at some point it's just like, look, is this literally the only thing? Because if you keep doing it for the next 15 years like this, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Some people don't recognise that, though.
Yeah, but some people just don't. And then actually that's when you get into a situation.
But you know what? I envy those people because they might be the kind of people that never actually experience the extremes, the extreme lows and the consequences of all of these things and all of these drugs. Some of us have, either through like, you know, physical illness, gaining too much weight, spots fucking appearing all over your body, short of breath, poor heart rate, depression, to name one of them, you know. So some people may just be able to crack on. They might have a fight every now and then, or they might just get angry for no reason, not even think about it. But their brain is wired pretty fine because they come from maybe a long line of people that would just been fine.
I mean, on the polar opposite side of the spectrum, maybe not even polar opposite, but just, you know, in terms of like drugs, etc. You know, you see the same with those, you know, people around our age, year two younger, year two older, 23 to 27, who just, you know, every weekend it's boom, pub. Yeah. You know, and it's just, and that's what they define themselves. They define themselves by their ability to drink. And again, I love a drink as much as the next person, but you know, it doesn't.
Maybe these poor socialists wish they had something else.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Really,
potentially, yeah. They you're going to gravitate to something. Oh, Jesus Christ! I am not good at anything else in my life, but fuck me, I can drink anybody under the table. That's what I'm going to do every weekend, or I'm going to shark them at pool and get pissed up.
And look, and I wish I was bloody really good at pool.
Yeah, pool's a good game.
You know,
Uncle's wicked at that.
I'm not very good at it at all. But yeah, I can knock them about. I can pot them.
I'd smash you, mate.
Yeah, you would. Probably.
Yeah. No, I wanted you to say no, so I could be like, no, trust me, man.
Oh, right. No, I
was going to get on that classic male ego.
Classic alpha boy.
Yeah, classic alpha.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like people, and on a day like today, this 420 thing, you know, it's like down in Hyde Park.
Yeah. Let's go stand in the middle of a field where we're all going to smoke illegally, and then.
But no one could arrest us because there's 10,000 of us. I bet there was like no one there. I went 1 year about 5 years ago.
I reckon the weather's good today, man.
The weather was nice today.
So.
Yeah, so more than that.
I don't know. I didn't get.
But it just shows me, to be fair, the fact that I can't because I have to go to work, shows me how far I've come since about 5 years ago, or even more, 6 years ago, when I was in my first year of uni. Yeah. And
you went down Hyde Park?
It was just like, obviously, I went bare early. I was so hyped about it.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Well, because I mean, initially, like, when you...
Because it's a big trip. You're like, whoa, look, there's police walking past and everyone's smoking and bonging.
when you hear about 420 for the first time, or you kind of come about it for the first time, obviously we came about a little slower than maybe some of the young'uns will today because the internet was completely different then. But, like, now 420 is obviously this glorified thing, and in 10 years it's come so bloody far. When you hear about everybody's going to gather in Hyde Park and in Hyde Park and they can all smoke weed, like, and they're all going to do it, and the police are going to be there, but nothing's going to happen. That's the part of the story that's like semi-true. Mm-hmm. People do get arrested, shit does kick off, things do bloody happen. But it's so silly. Do it everywhere. The point is, if you want to protest it, smoke everywhere. Don't do it in a controlled space. Litter the streets.
What's that guy? There's some guy on YouTube or whatever.
Black Facebook.
Fella, who keeps going around always in front of police, just like. He's got a name.
Smoking in restaurants and shit. Yeah. He's just on buses. He doesn't get on aeroplanes. There's one of him Bill in the zoo and smoking on aeroplanes. Doesn't give a fuck. Don't know how he's doing it. How is he working that magic? Obviously, there's some downside to it. He's probably getting fined up his ass or whatever. But how are you funding that? How have you got the balls to go and do that?
And he probably just looks up at what the what the thing is, and maybe if it's
What's
like,
the legal limit?
Yeah, like.
But like a repeat offender, doing it in big establishments, like he should not be getting
maybe
away
he
with
just
it.
knows places where people just aren't going to kick off all that much, or.
I don't know, because it seems like he does it everywhere. It seems like he doesn't give a shit.
What I think needs to happen with it, I mean, obviously legalise it, just goes without saying.
Big time.
But I think what that will do is, the way with alcohol, how I feel like I've been able to teach myself this. I don't know how, but to an extent. Not everyone has this, but you know how in some families they're taught like responsible drinking. This idea of responsible drinking.
Yeah.
So it's like, you could just have one and then stop. No, I'm just gonna go for dinner and have a pint and then stop. No, that's fine. That's that's how you're supposed to. It's not supposed like some people they have one and they just can't stop. Anytime. That's when you're an alcoholic. You have one, but you have to have 15.
Yeah. That's man, that's the tipping point for me. Like, if I have one, it's like, oh boy, I want some pork scratchings, a fag, and another pint.
Yeah.
Immediately.
But even that, to a sense, responsible. It's just like you just need to know your limits. People who know their limits and then exploit them all the time, then there's an issue.
Also, like, know where you are when you've just caught a clean buzz.
But what ultimately, with some kids, and especially I notice it with young people today, is that there is no taboo. Like around alcohol, it's just a thing for them. Weed doesn't have that thing because it's illegal and it still has the illegal nature, so it feels like you're doing something really naughty. If they just made it legal, it would lose
even kids know that when they're smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
it's very naughty. Like, they know, like,
Yeah,
even,
but
probably
see, but-
more
but-
so than booze.
Well, yeah, and even more so than weed because cigarettes is actually
but that's part of our culture.
cigarette smoking isn't part of the culture anymore.
It's
part of
it
our
was when we
generation.
were kids. Come
Huh?
on, man, it's not that long ago. It was like kids smoking was a massive issue.
Well,
We were-
like 80 years ago?
What?
What,
Dude, we were at school.
What kind of kids are we talking about? What, like 11-year-olds?
Dude,
Yeah,
secondary school kids smoke hard.
Yeah,
when we
they
were
still-
there, they smoke hard. Guess they got vapes now.
Yeah.
There is that. That's changed it.
Smoking will always be the thing because it's like a very easy form
cigarettes.
of rebellion.
Yeah, and
And also
when we were 11, the legal age was 16, so we could get kids that just looked old enough to go and do it. And we had friends like who were
Or
11, and we were going and buying
You could
20
buy
packs of
them
soft drink.
on the street out of machines.
Yeah,
remember them?
Don't
There was
see
one
those
next to the
anymore.
library in Burnt Oak.
Yeah, there was, mate. That's kind of ridiculous.
A
I saw a
cigarette
woman.
machine.
I saw a woman piss herself next to that thing.
Yeah, I saw.
And then I found it was like the same day I found some cufflinks out there and sold them to one of our teachers.
I do remember that.
Do you remember that? I found some
That
pink
was
cufflinks and I
jokes.
sold them to him for 40 quid. Weird day. Weird day.
What day?
And you sold some birds you killed, didn't you?
No, I didn't sell them. No, they were free, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle was in a pub drinking a pint and got chatting to these two teachers. And he was like, "Oh, what school do you teach at?" And they were like, "Oh, this school." And he's like, "Oh, my nephew goes there." And they're like, "Oh, really?" And they got chatting a little bit more. My uncle told him about how he likes to shoot birds.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, can
As
you
you
get
do.
us some?" He was like, "Yeah, not a problem. I'll send him in with Alex." He went out and shot like 60 pigeons and about 30 rabbits. Gave me like 6 pigeons and 3 rabbits. And I bought a big bin bag full and gave them to Morley and
Jesus Christ, the thing is, yeah,
Tasteless.
with the part of that story that gets me is that on the other side, those teachers were like, yeah, sure, and they probably just nudged each other like, what the fuck is this guy on about? Why does he want to go and kill a bunch of pigeons and squirrels for us? This guy's mad.
Yeah.
Right? And then you turn up with them and they think, no, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah. And I come into school with all these birds and stuff. I loved it though.
Which surely there should be some bloody law about bringing some dead fucking birds.
What law? What? Maybe into a school.
Into a school, yeah, you're bringing carcass into a school. That would freak out a shit ton of people.
Yeah, that's why I loved it. That's why I loved
you
bringing
were
it in.
rebelling hard.
Oh no, just because all these kids were like, just people in our year, girls. What's that? Like, fucking. What do you think you're eating in that sandwich? It's a chicken sandwich. What
It's
do you
true.
think that looked
Yeah,
like?
it's true. It is true.
Like 3 days ago, I was
That's
just
not the
fucking running around.
a
singing
chicken
Bohemian
sandwich
Rhapsody.
looks wicked, but a bag of dead birds don't. We should end it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Remember that. a chicken sandwich always looks better than a bag of dead birds.
We'll sign off with that. It's been a pleasure to have you with us for the first.
The very first.
There'll be fortnightly.
They'll be fortnightly, and we're going to do seasons.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to take a break at some point, but whatever, we'll see what happens,
I think
right?
we're aiming for, well, we haven't spoken about this, but for season 1, 10 episodes.
That sounds great.
I like 10.
I like 10.
That's
solid. Maybe a bonus
base 10
episode.
Has always...
Yeah, we're going to be looking at doing more features, interviews, like we said, maybe get the writers on. We'll definitely talk to Dan, who owns the bloody publication.
Thank you, Dan, for having us as always.
Yeah, and we'll be talking more about all of this crap and more stuff that features on the website on the next podcast. Catch us when? Hang on, wait. If this podcast, because it's the 20th now, but we're going to I think we're going to put it out on the 21st, which will be tomorrow. And then in 2 weeks, 1, 2. So we're looking around the 4th, 5th of May. Check your calendars for the next podcast.
Yeah, find us online at Slumpmag.
Yeah, and was it readpublichouse.co.uk? I think that's what it is, Read Public House. Or if that's not the one, bloody Google it.
Yeah. Slump.co.uk.
Yeah, there's that. That's our little thing. We're gonna try harder to do stuff with that. We don't do anything.
Yeah, lol.
What else is there, man?
I don't know,
Jesus
man.
Christ. We'll be on iTunes.
Tired Pleb, that's Eddie's Twitter handle.
Are we doing that as well? Yeah. It's at this pleb.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
At this pleb Twitter handle, at this pleb Insta. To all your master's students out there. And yeah, catch you later.
Bye.
Bye. It's Public House. Public House. It's Public House. Cool. That was a hard exit.
Yeah. Went in.
Yo,
Yeah,
Jeff.
we'll leave domestication and life and love